on that note, so here's my deal, okay? I think the biggest problem in our society is that some people weren't bullied enough.
Yes.
Exactly. Like, okay, Vladimir Putin. Yeah, definitely deserves to be bullied more. If we could just hold that bitch down, flush his head in the toilet repeatedly, I bet that'd humble him real quick.
Yeah.
Give him a giant wedgie and hang him by his underpants on the Ukrainian flagpole.
Yeah.
And Kim Jong-un, another fucking piss baby bitch boy. This dude is so insecure that he will kill your entire family if you aren't good enough at pretending you like him. Well, if Miss Kim really wants people to like him more, let's see how he does in a public middle school. What's he gonna do when Chad and Bryson steal his baby? What's he gonna say when he scoots his desk over a little bit in algebra class and it makes a fart noise? So then everybody starts calling him Queef Jong-un. And obviously not everyone deserves to have their head repeatedly flushed in a toilet like Putin, or to have slut graffitied on their locker like Kim Jong-un. But some people do. Some people do. And I can say that because this may come as a surprise, you guys, but I was bullied. Yeah. And everybody laughed there, so you weren't surprised. So, listen, I'm not going to tell you that I deserve to be bullied, but I am going to tell you what I was like in middle school, and you can come to your own conclusions. Okay? So, when I was in middle school, me and my friends, we started our own little group called the Weirdo Society. Yes, and one of my friends even wrote out and printed off a Weirdo Society constitution for all of us to sign. Yes, and I actually shared a screenshot of the Weirdo Society constitution with my friend Davina, and she said, "These are the ravings of a madman." I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a taste of the real U.S. Constitution, and you can decide if you think I should have been bullied in middle school. We, the weirdos, we are the ones who would say something like, "Oogle poogle bladder nips." Yeah. When you're a weirdo, you must not act normal unless you're in class. And we must not forget the weirdos who are no longer with us. Then in parentheses, basically speaking about Wiley. So you might be wondering, who's Wiley? And did Wiley fucking die? No, Wiley did not die. No, she did not die. Her parents just transferred her to a Christian school. And after memorizing the phrase "oogle poogle bladder nips," I understand why. Jesus needed to be in the home. 6th through 8th grade was like the peak of my "I'm not like other girls" era. You know, I was like, I didn't just think I was quirky and different, okay? I was a star. I really wanted to have my own Disney Channel sitcom. Yes, and I dressed like it. Yes, I did. I had like a million pairs of those like fun colored fingerless gloves from Claire's. Oh, yeah. And I wore knee-high combat, but not knee-high combat boots. That was something I would do recently. I wore knee-high Converse. Yeah. Yes, every single every single day. And I also had like a bunch of different pairs of tights that were in like fun, funky colors. Ooh, someone was revving their engine. I had tights in like fun, funky colors like cheetah print and rainbow tie-dye and rainbow tie-dye cheetah print. And then like with the tights, I would wear a skirt. Yes. Can I get a little promotion for the skirt? Yeah. So I would wear skirts that had like an equally crazy pattern. So I have like the rainbow tie-dye cheetah print leggings, and then the skirt would be like a purple camo. You know, because I'm clinically insane. And I had a lot of like funny, ironic t-shirts from the mall. And my favorite one, it had a picture of a math book on it, and it said, "I have problems." Yeah. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for that. Me and my best friend, my friend who actually wrote the Weirdo Society Constitution, thank you very much. She and I got these matching t-shirts that said, "Come to the dark side, we have cookies." Yeah. And when we would wear them, we would pretend to be evil. Oh yeah, so let me elaborate on that. We would stand in the shade on the playground and we would point to random kids and be like, "Child, come to the dark side." And can you believe people made fun of us for that? Can you believe? Yeah, I was kind of doing the most when I was in middle school to just be absolutely as weird as possible.
Yeah.
Hence the Weirdo Society. I went to like a small private school, so there were only like 60 kids in our grade. And basically because the grade was so small, all the kids were friends. But like from my perspective, there were 3 distinct social groups. Okay, there was my group, the Weirdo Society. Then there was the popular group that was literally just everyone else in our grade. And then the last group was just this one kid named Angus who, yeah, his name was Angus, and he wore plaid capri pants and had a frog rolly backpack. Yeah. And honestly, Angus was cool. Like, I loved hanging out with Angus because he would always say some like wild out-of-pocket shit that even I wouldn't have thought of. You know? Like, my favorite memory of him ever is we were on the bus. This one time our class went on a field trip to Six Flags at school. And I sat next to Angus on the bus ride back, and he had won a plush toy of the Jon Stewart Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he was like, "I'm gonna rip the Green Lantern logo off his chest, so then it's just a random black guy in spandex." Yeah. So, Angus was weird. Weird person, but I was not to be outdone. Frog rolly backpack, forget it. I carried my books in a suitcase. Yeah, and you can confirm with my parents, I had them take me to the JCPenney and buy me a suitcase because I felt like that was going to be the most efficient way to carry my heavy books.
True.
So, and just imagine, an 80-pound 7th grader dressed like a clown. Lugging a suitcase up a flight of stairs. Yeah, just imagine that. Just imagine, again, get back in your imagination zone. Imagine that a kid at your middle school rolled up to science class, rolled up in a suitcase, a medium-sized navy blue suitcase, and crouched down on the ground to unzip it all the way. and pull out a textbook. Because that's what I did every day, and I had no concept of how strange that was. I was like, and what about it? You know? And I was all about finding these like new and innovative ways to not hold things. So I always had to carry around a giant heavy binder full of homework when I was at that stupid private school. So instead of just like holding it like a normal person or putting it in my fucking suitcase, I learned how to balance my binder on my head. Yes, I did. And I was really good at it too. Like I did it a lot. I practiced it all the time. I was so good that I could even like ride a bike while balancing a binder on my head. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, just to get out of holding things. And the thing about it was I knew that I had like a unique talent that nobody else had. So I was doing it all the time, always showing off whenever possible. And then of course, because of my hubris, I had to be punished. So one day I was just walking down the hallway, minding my own business, balancing my binder on my head, when this shitty older kid ran up and snatched my binder off my head and refused to give it back. So yeah, he was a dick for that. What I said to him in retaliation was so batshit crazy. Like, y'all just brace yourselves, okay? So this kid steals my binder, and what I say is, I hope you die in your sleep tonight. And he was like, what? You hope I die in my sleep tonight? The way his face lit up, you guys, it was like he had won the bullying lottery. Because the whole point was that he wanted me to say some fucking crazy weird shit. And I did not disappoint him. I exceeded his expectations. Yes, I did. And so for the rest of the year, him and all his friends called me Die in Your Sleep Tonight Girl. And it was like, I couldn't even be mad about it though. Because if anybody asked, it was like, yeah, I did say that. And I fucking meant it. And what's really funny is that kid's little brother also tried to bully me. And like, I say tried because, you know, he wasn't very good at it. Like, one of the things that he said was that he would tell everybody that like me and my friends like collected scabs and ate them, which is gross, but like we weren't eating scabs, so there wasn't any weight to it, you know? And it was also just a tragically missed opportunity to make fun of what we were actually doing, which was playing improvised pretend games, fan fiction pretend games about the required reading in school and acting them out in the Circle Drive parking lot. Yeah, and so that's another one I'm gonna need to elaborate on. So when we had to read The Outsiders in class, for example, me and my friends came up with a game where we all played different greasers, and we sort of like switched it up so that all those characters were gay and in love with each other. So basically, just like what happens in the book. Did you read it? And so we had that going, but then our class started reading this book called Homeless Bird. Yeah, and if you think Outsiders deals with some heavy themes, get ready for Homeless Bird. Homeless Bird is a book about a 13-year-old widow. Oh, what? Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna keep getting worse. I'm just gonna keep digging my own grave. Yeah, so it's about a 13-year-old widow who is abandoned by her family and forced to live in a homeless shelter for unwanted widows. Yeah. So what you're thinking right now is, please God, tell me this woman is not gonna say that she and her friends made up a pretend game about homeless teenage widows. Well, guess what? We did. And in our game, all the widows were gay and in love with each other. Yeah, just stick that in. And you know, it's funny because like at the time, kids were bullying me for having bad allergies. Well, right in front of them at school. I was acting out storylines about Johnny Cakes getting pregnant with Ponyboy's baby. Right in front of them. Missed it. We were setting up we were leaving the goal wide open. So if they couldn't score, it was like, do better. You know? Do better. But honestly, here's the truth. Those guys didn't really have to do better because all the kids who bullied me were in the same demographic. They were all straight, white, rich boys. And there's one thing about that demographic is that it's a group of people who aren't very challenged in our society. They experience a lot of societal hardships. So I just feel like we need to knock those guys down a couple pegs. Yeah, knock them down a couple pegs so that they don't grow up and become like, I don't know, U.S. senators, Supreme Court justices. Yeah, getting a little real in the house tonight. So here's what I would say to all those shitty rich boys, to Vladimir Putin, and to Queef Jong-un. What I would say to them is, you'd probably have a little more empathy if you were bullied more. And honestly, I hope you die in your sleep. This is our second one ever. So we're figuring it out. We hope you guys will come back to the next one.